This trip is getting off to a bad start already. Hey everyone, it's Rylan with Rylan's Amazing Photography, and I might not seem very peppy right now, and that's because this trip to Glacier National Park, Yellowstone National Park, and the Grand Teton National Park is not getting off to a very good start. In the morning, I leave, at 5 in the morning is when I leave. My flight leaves from Cincinnati International Airport at 9:15 in the morning. However, anyone that is has a phone has pretty much heard Yellowstone is currently getting historic flooding, and that's bad for a couple of reasons, and that's because the first 5 days of my trip is based around Yellowstone. So I'm a little bit stressed right now, but you know what, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna work out. I don't have any control over the weather. There's no point in worrying about it because there's nothing I'm gonna be able to do. I fly into Bozeman, I leave Cincinnati Airport, I have a layover in Minnesota, I think. No, yeah, Missouri, I don't know. I've got a layover somewhere after I leave Cincinnati, and I'm there for like a little longer than an hour, maybe. It might not even be an hour, I honestly can't remember. But I'm there, and then I'm flying into Bozeman, and I'm supposed to spend my first 5 days in Yellowstone. However, like I said, they currently have historic flooding going on right now, which means that they're having flooding like they've never seen. And Yellowstone National Park is actually closed. They just closed today. I'll throw some of like the news articles up on the screen right now because it's pretty serious stuff. There's roads that have like collapsed and everything, so it's pretty bad out there. Hopefully that's gonna somehow clear up. I know they said they're expecting some more rain, but the Weather Channel isn't showing any more rain, so I'm hoping for once that the weather is right, because that's really stressful for me. So here's the itinerary for the trip. I'll start in Yellowstone for about 5 days. Then I work my way down into the Grand Tetons, and I'm there for 3 or 4 days, I believe. And then I go back up into Yellowstone again, and the second time I'm going in, I'm going to be on a different side of the park, and I'm there for 3 or 4 additional days. And then I go up further into Montana, closer to Canada, and I'm in Glacier National Park for 3 or 4 days. So it's a 2-week trip. It's going to be fun. Everything's going to go as well as it can possibly go. I'm confident in that. Just a little bit nervous right now because of the whole flooding thing. But anyways, you know what? Let's cut to me getting to Cincinnati International Airport in the morning. And then I'm going to be really stressed because I am a little bit of a nervous flyer. I'm not even going to lie about it. But let's go to the airport. Good morning to Rylan that is boarding the plane in Cincinnati. I totally thought that I had on like my brave face, but no, you can absolutely see the fear in my eyes. I said good morning to the flight attendant. You know, I really thought I did something there. I was like, nobody knows I'm scared. I look absolutely terrified in that clip. However, it was a really nice takeoff, fairly good pilots. The landing was a little bit rough, but we won't talk about that. However, at this moment, while I'm on the plane, when I'm in the air, I'm not afraid, but I had a sense of fear, and that's because even though I'm headed to Yellowstone and I'm so beyond excited, I know that when I get there, Yellowstone is not going to be open. And this has been a trip that I've been looking forward to for months, and of course I'm already contemplating, is this trip gonna suck? You could tell that I was kind of in the dumps about the whole thing in the intro because, you know, I was pretty stressed, and at the point I'm on the flight, I'm still stressed, but it's like, you know what, I'm going at this point. I gotta make the most out of it, and as you're about to see, I absolutely do make the most out of it. I just landed in St. Louis, Missouri, and let me just say the weather was pretty freaking hot. I was in a hoodie and some sweats because I was prepared for that Montana weather, and I thought I was gonna have a heat stroke in St. Louis. I did not eat lunch there, but as you can see, I just took off for Montana. This is a 3-hour flight, and honestly, it was a pretty smooth flight. I cannot complain. Absolutely outstanding pilots. Shout out to Delta for just being absolutely fantastic. I appreciate it very, very, very much. I had a wonderful view of the Rocky Mountains as I was coming in. Some of it could have been the Tetons, but for the most part, I actually think it was just the Rocky Mountains. And when I say a fantastic view, I mean absolutely fantastic. There's no better view of the Rocky Mountains, in my opinion, than looking at them from an airplane seat. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even afraid of flying anymore. It's just fine. I'm doing great. I'm chill. It's pretty good. And let me just say, it was a really nice landing into Montana too. So just outstanding pilots. Thank you, Delta. You're better than Southwest. I'm not gonna lie about it. Last time I flew Southwest, shout out to Delta. I love Delta. So I am now on the ground in Bozeman, Montana, getting the rental car, and I am headed to the hotel for the first night. Look, I look excited in that. See, there's not fear in my eyes in that. There's a pretty nice view of the Rocky Mountains, but let's go ahead and talk to me in the morning and see what I have to say. So I'm right outside of West Yellowstone right now, and I got here yesterday afternoon. As you saw through the B-roll footage, I also kind of drove around and saw some different scenic views. I'm gonna throw some of the photos that I got at Earthquake Lake up on the screen right now. It's of the Rocky Mountains, so you can go ahead and look at that. Unfortunately, the entire Yellowstone National Park is still closed right now, and it's expected to be closed probably until Sunday, and I'm only here at the west entrance until Saturday. So I've got some other plans for today. I'm going to be checking out Mesa Falls, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, in Idaho, and then there's another trailhead that I'm going to be checking out along the way that supposedly is really good for like seeing moose on, and moose are kind of rare in this area, so hopefully I'll get to see a moose if I check out that trail. At some point on this trip, hopefully I am going to get to go into Yellowstone National Park, because we are here for a while, whether that be like rearranging the trip. Obviously I'm not going to go through the north entrance because that's where the most damage has taken place from the flooding, but hopefully at some point I'm still going to be able to go into Yellowstone somewhere, somehow. I guess I'll find that out soon enough though. So I'm going to go ahead and see you guys at the first trailhead that I'm stopping off. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to the Instagram user that I'm putting on the screen right now for suggesting Mesa Falls to me. They were very nice. They suggested a couple of places, and Mesa Falls is actually something that I'm going to check out today thanks to them. So shout out to you if you're watching this, and everyone go check them out on Instagram. So let's cut to the first trailhead that I cannot remember the name of. It's currently slipped my mind, but I'll throw that name up on the screen right now as well, and then I'm going to cut to me being there. So I'll see you guys in just a second. I'm here at Henry Lake State Park now. As you can see behind me, Henry Lake is right behind me. There are some ducks and some other birds that are a little bit around the water. There's supposed to be a lot of different species of birds, as well as some bear and moose and deer. Moose are actually the most common here, and I'm really hoping I get to see one of those. I have the Z9 with the 200 to 500 millimeter down here, and I'm keeping my long lens on just in case I see wildlife, but if there's any sort of landscape that I want to stop at and photograph, I always have that option as well. I think I'm going to try to get some pictures of these ducks or whatever kind of waterfowl is on the lake down here, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get close enough or low enough for that or not. my main reason for this trip is to hopefully see a moose, because I really want to see a moose, like really bad. So hopefully that's gonna happen. Like I said earlier, before I transitioned to being here, Yellowstone is still closed. So I'm just kind of looking for some other places nearby right now. And this is a pretty cool spot. So I'm gonna photograph this duck because it's actually coming closer to me, and I'll throw some video footage and photos of that up on your screen right now. As you all probably saw, the duck actually dove into water when I actually got close enough to photograph it. I got a video of it diving into the water, but I didn't get any photos. But I did get some photos of what looks like an eastern phoebe. I'm not sure if they have those here, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was some sort of bird in the Say's phoebes. I can't think, genus. It was something in that genus of animals. So I'll throw those photos up on your screen now. Actually, I already showed you those photos after the video of the duck, but I'm gonna keep moving and hopefully we're gonna see something else. So I was just lucky enough to see and get to photograph a moose, as you all have already saw. It was a female, and she actually had a calf with her, but unfortunately the area where I was shooting through was so grown up and there was a lot of twigs and stuff. I wasn't able to get a picture of the calf or the calf with her. But it was still really cool to get to see the mom moose with the little baby. It was not very old at all. I got some pretty good photos, I hope. I think I got something that I can take away from that, which you all already saw at this point. It was a fairly close encounter as well, so very happy with that. I'm gonna keep moving. Maybe I'll see some more moose, or maybe I'll see another animal. But now that I've saw a moose, I'm happy with how this hike has went. That was my goal, as you all knew coming into this, was to see a moose, and we have saw a moose at this state park, and so very happy about that. I wish I was in Yellowstone, but you know what, it is what it is. And I saw a moose, so I don't have much I can complain about right now. Well, it is now day 3, ladies and gentlemen, and you can tell by my thumbs up that I'm excited to get today started, because I am headed to the Grizzly Wolf Discovery Center. I think that's the name of it anyways. Honestly can't remember. It said it on the sign, but I wasn't paying very close attention just now, so we're gonna hope that's what it was. But I see bear, wolf, ground squirrel, and a lot of other different bird species and animals. This is a really nice educational place, and all of the wildlife in here is unable to be returned out into the wild, and they are all actually rescued. And there is some exciting content to be seen here, so sit back and enjoy. So far, this place is pretty cool. I've saw a lot of different species of birds. I've saw wolves, I've saw bears. Lots of great pictures I've came out of here. It is day 3 now. As I'm sure you all have heard from my voiceover, I am at the Bear and Wolf Wildlife Center. All of these animals that are here are animals that were injured and could not be returned into Yellowstone National Park. And so since the park is closed, this is a pretty interesting place to come and see all the wildlife. Pretty cool. I hope you've enjoyed the photos and video footage that you've saw so far. Later on today, I'm headed into the Red Rocks Wildlife Reserve. Hopefully, I'm not sure if it's going to be accessible by the rental car or not. There's not a lot of information about it online, but they have a lot of the same wildlife that Yellowstone has. So hopefully I might have some luck in the actual wild up there. But for now, this wildlife refuge is doing the trick. So as you saw me say in the caption, unfortunately the state park that we had originally intended on going to was not accessible in the rental car due to the flooding that had taken place in the area. So now I'm at an area called Big Springs Interpretive Trail. This trail is also pretty popular for some wildlife, including bear, moose in particular, deer, and some other animals as well. I stop here to photograph some seagulls and I get a pretty good shot of a bird in flight. So let's check that out and then see if I have luck with any other wildlife. I'm now on Big Springs Interpretive Trail. Some sort of creek or river is back behind me here. This is a pretty popular place for moose as well, but it is in the middle of the day, so I'm not sure if we're really gonna see anything, but hopefully we will have some luck. I just photographed some seagulls, as you all saw. Hopefully one of those shots turned out, but I'm gonna keep going on this trail. It's about 2 miles, and hopefully we'll see some other wildlife. can we just talk about how incredible that encounter with that beautiful moose was. And I didn't know it at the time that I was taking the photos and videos, but later on in the trail, I found out that there had actually been a calf running through the creek or the river or whatever it was alongside the trail as well. And I believe that that was actually this moose's calf, and she realized that she'd lost her calf, and she was a little bit in a frenzy. She was in panic mode looking for her calf. I head off to Earthquake Lake to get a photograph of the sunset, but nothing just turned out, and I couldn't really find a composition I liked. So let's go ahead and see what's going to happen on day 4. I am here on this falls trail. I'm putting it on your screen because I don't even want to try to say it. It is day 4 now, as I'm sure you've heard in my voiceover. You can probably hear the river, creek, or whatever it is gushing down to my left back here. I did just see a deer. It was really bad lighting. I took some photos anyways. Hopefully maybe one of those will turn out. Like I said, really bad lighting. Pretty excited to photograph this waterfall. I think it's supposed to be a pretty nice big waterfall, so that's exciting. I'm keeping an eye out for other wildlife, especially bears, because you never know. I've always got my Z9 and 200 to 500 mounted to that anytime I'm on a hike, and I always have it in my hand. And then of course I've also got other lenses and such in my camera bag back here. So gonna keep going on this trail. Hopefully I'm gonna see something. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, who knows, honestly. But at least I'm gonna be able to photograph the waterfall at the end of it. So I will see you guys once I get down there. Now, I have seen and had the opportunity to photograph quite a few waterfalls in my life. And honestly, I will say Osel Falls, notice I said the name in the voiceover, is definitely in my top 10, I would think. The flooding that the area had going on at the time made the falls flowing that much better. And so it was pretty fantastic. This waterfall is located in Big Sky, Montana, and I totally recommend going to check it out. So I didn't do any recording at the main big waterfall because it was so loud and there was a lot of people and there was a lot of water, but did not disappoint. I got some pretty good shots, which you all saw, and of course you saw the B-roll as well. But just wanted to touch in and give that little bit of an update. Probably gonna hit some other locations here soon. I'm not seeing any more wildlife. For the landscape shots I was using my 14 to 24 2.8 Z lens with the Z9, and then right now I'm back to the 200 to 500 and Z9. So yeah. It is now day 5, and I'm starting off my morning at Thurman Creek Inner Loop Trail. And it was a beautiful trail, and it's supposed to be pretty popular for wildlife, and I was there somewhat early in the morning, around 9 or 10, but honestly I didn't have a whole lot of luck with wildlife while I was there. I did see a duck. That's pretty much it. I got some video footage of pelicans. It was a nice hiking trail. There were some horses on it, and so those were pretty as well. And if you do go on this trail, just be nice and courteous and step out of their way while they're riding. Let's go ahead and cut to me talking. So I'm in the car. It is day 5 of the trip. It's been a pretty uneventful day. Last night was pretty uneventful, as I'm sure you heard in my voiceover. You all saw that I started on the trail this morning and I didn't really get any pictures. I took some, but I know they didn't turn out, so I'm not even gonna say, well, maybe one of them turned out. No, I know they didn't. However, we are back where I was earlier this week. I'm looking up the trail name right now because it slipped my mind. Big Springs Interpretive Trail. We are here again. This is where I had the up-close encounter with the moose that I believe actually lost her calf. So hopefully I'm going to have some luck with that today. I'd love to see a moose with antlers, you know, the moose with antlers. I don't know why I thought I had to do this. But anyways, I know that's kind of fairly likely because there's been numerous sightings of moose with antlers on this trail. So hopefully I'll see that today. If not that, maybe I'll see some sort of wildlife, whether it be some little fancy bird or another moose or a deer or even a bear. That would be great. But you know what? It is what it is. Yellowstone still hasn't opened back up. Tomorrow I'm headed down to the Tetons, and then hopefully Yellowstone is going to open back up and we're going to be able to enter West or South Yellowstone on the southern loop by the time we're coming back up towards Glacier National. But that's just kind of a wait and see thing. Let's go ahead and hike this trail. So here I go. It is now officially day 6 and I'm headed into Grand Teton National Park. So as you can see, upon arrival, it is so foggy and literally so raining. I mean, it's absolutely pouring the rain and you honestly can't even see the mountain range, which really just kind of got me a little bit down because it's like, yeah, that thumbs up was so fake. It was literally pouring the rain and that was a little bit discouraging, not very fun. However, we do go ahead and go across the Grand Teton National Park loop, and eventually the rain begins to stop and the fog begins to lift, and it gives me a really good view of the Teton mountain range. So check it out here. As you all know, I am now at the Grand Teton National Park. When I got here, as you all saw, it was pouring rain and there was a lot of fog and overcast and you couldn't really see the Tetons, but now back behind me, as you can tell, you can kind of see them. This is a nice private road that's meant for like viewing wildlife. Not seeing any wildlife here, but it's a pretty good view for some landscape photos as well. I'm using the 14 to 24, but honestly, as far away as I am, that's a little bit wide to be using. So I'm probably actually going to crop some of these shots into a panorama without actually taking one and piecing it together. But I'm going to go ahead and throw those shots up on your screen right now, and then I'm going to hop back in the car and hopefully we're going to see some wildlife here. I'm here at this old cabin now, and there are some ground squirrels that I've been photographing. So you'll see some video footage and some photos of those up on your screens right now. You can see the Teton speck behind me as well. I'm not going to do any landscapes of this cabin in particular, but there's like an old vintage barn that I'm definitely wanting to stop at some point on the trip. But yeah, just wanted to check in. It's going well. We just saw some bison, so finally seeing some wildlife. It is now officially day 7, and I'm starting my day off at Grand Teton National Park pretty early in the morning. We are headed to actually take a boat ferry over to a location known as Hidden Falls, and then we are hiking back out of there. And let me just say, Hidden Falls is absolutely beautiful. I mean, come on, look at that view. It's pretty great. It's one of the best waterfalls I've ever seen. So let's check out some of my photos from this. So it's day 7. It's been a pretty long day. I've had quite a few different wildlife encounters, from the really close-up fox encounter to the elk encounter to seeing some bison, as you all have all heard in my voiceovers. This is actually the first time that I've talked on video today, I think. I'm currently set up for sunset. The name of the location that I'm at is on the screen because it's currently slipped my mind. However, I've got the Z9 set up down here with the 24 to 70 F-mount lens using the F to Z 2 adapter. I've got a filter on it right now. I'm actually about to stack the filters because I still want to get a longer exposure than what I'm getting. Right here, it's close to being sunset, so I'm getting some pretty good light back in this direction. It's golden hour currently. I also just photographed a white pelican a minute ago. It's still back here behind me as well, so you all have probably seen those photos at this point. I'm gonna stack some filters. I'm gonna take a longer exposure than what I was doing before, and then I'm gonna check back in with you all once I take some shots. Hopefully the clouds that are covering the Tetons are gonna clear up a little bit, and I'm gonna get an even better shot than what I'm working with right now. There's still about 45 minutes till sunset, and then you'll get some nice pink and purple colors in the sky, hopefully, along with the clouds. And I'm wanting to do a long exposure, not only to make sure that I get perfect reflections from the rippling water of the Tetons, but it's also going to probably show some movement in the clouds, which is what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to stack some filters right now, and then I'm going to take a couple more shots with an even longer exposure than what I'm working with right now. And then that's going to be on your screen, and I'll probably do some voiceover stuff as well. And yeah. I am doing a 720 second exposure. I'm taking a 12-minute photo. And I knew it was possible, but yet I'm doing it for the first time, and it's just so weird. I'm taking a photo that's 12 minutes long. That doesn't even make sense. It's not how photos work. It's how videos work. This is so peaceful though, like, I mean, come on. There's like nobody here. There is 370 seconds left. That's like, hang on, I know my factors are 12, 24, 36. That's like 3 minutes left, right? No, that's definitely wrong. I'm so embarrassed. I'm gonna cut this right here before I say something else embarrassing. 3 minutes is like 120 seconds, right? Or is that? No, that's 2. Okay, maybe no, I'm definitely wrong. Anyways, it's counting down. There's not much time left. This is awkward. I don't really know what to do while I wait. Like, I don't really have service. I tried posting an Instagram story. I guess I can shamelessly plug my Instagram here. I feel like I have the Jeopardy music in the background of this. If I don't, this is like my cue to put it on. This is so awkward. This is like the most comedic part of this video. Like, it's been so serious, so travel-y. And now I'm rambling. And somebody's walking up behind me. And it's really awkward, but it's fun. You know, it just kind of occurred to me that there's a lot riding on this photo. If it's blurry, just kind of screwed, I guess, because there's still 250 seconds left, and at that point a lot of the gold, the golden light is going to be gone. So maybe this was a bad idea since I've not did it before, but I'm not sure there's really a better place to try it. Maybe it's gonna be like a mirror. Like, I feel like you're not even gonna realize that's water. This could go really bad. Like, this could look terrible. This could be my worst photo yet. It's fine. We're almost at 200 seconds. We're at 220. And it's starting to get to the point where I know how many minutes that is. But not quite yet. Earlier when I said I know my factors of 12, what's that matter? I need to know my factors of like 60. That's embarrassing. The pelican is behind me, right here. That's the pelican. Just a fun fact. I'm probably still playing the Jeopardy music right now in the background. This is like enjoyment for you all. It's at It just passed 190 seconds. Don't tell me. 60. That's like 2.5 minutes. Look at me doing math. I'm so smart. Literally the smartest person I know. There's still people behind me. This is so awkward. You know, I'm not embarrassed though. They're never gonna see me again. Right? Right. There's 30 seconds left. And I know that means there's 30 seconds. And literally, there's like a beaver that just like swim. There's like a beaver dam back here. And a baby beaver is literally just chilling over there. It literally just swam right in front of me. And I just looked at it like it was nothing, because you all saw the beaver that I saw yesterday, and it was just like, oh, hey, you know, it wasn't a big deal to me, but that means that there's a mommy beaver, and that makes me a little bit nervous. There's 10 seconds left. This is gonna be like the moment of truth. Is it gonna suck? Oh my goodness, here we go. Oh my God. So that means that it doesn't give me an accurate exposure time past a certain limit. Oh my God, okay, it's fine. There are 97 elk behind me. It's pretty dark for photos. You can see the mountain range. I did take some. Of course, you all saw video footage as well. Also, sunset went really well. Didn't really talk about that, but got some good photos that you all saw from that. Yeah, this is pretty cool, but it's too dark for photos at this point, even with the Z9. So, headed back to the car. It's pretty cold, but I counted 97 elk. So, pretty cool. It is now day 8, and this entire day is pretty much comprised of about 25 seconds of footage. I'll go into Phelps Lake Overlook, and it's a beautiful lake, but there's just not much to photograph, landscape or wildlife. I do get some pictures and video footage of birds. So now that you've seen the video footage, let's go ahead and check out the photos. Here you go. It is now day 9, and I have just entered Yellowstone through the west entrance, and to say it was crowded would be an understatement. I mean, it was exceptionally crowded. The southern loop of Yellowstone was all that was open, and my first stop is Terrace Hot Springs, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's so crazy to see all of the flowers growing right beside the boiling hot water. Once I leave from Terrace Springs, I'm headed over to Gibbon Falls to photograph what is an absolutely gorgeous waterfall. I mean, look at it. It's pretty sick. I'm at Gibbon Falls. I just took some landscape shots. It's pretty bright outside though, but some of the falls was in the shade, so I got some decent shots. Finally in Yellowstone, somebody was just flying a drone. That's illegal. It's fine. There's a lot more stops that I'm gonna have coming up. Hopefully I'm gonna see some wildlife, and I'll talk to y'all shortly. So moving on from Gibbon Falls, I take a quick stop off at Burl Springs. I don't take any photos here, but look at the springs. I mean, look at all that steam just flying up into the air. Leaving here while on the road on the southern loop, I get a pretty nice view of a bison. It's pretty far away. I don't get any shots, but check out this absolutely gorgeous video footage nonetheless. You can even see some of the geysers and the steam in the background. After this, I actually head to one of the most iconic locations on the southern loop of Yellowstone, which just so happens to be Norris Geyser Basin, which is the hottest geyser basin in the entire Yellowstone National Park. Now, I do take a few shots here. They're nothing stunning. It's just kind of like some simple snapshots, but let's go ahead and check out those photos. I think you'll like them. After leaving Steamboat Geyser, which you can see here, first off, it was an amazing geyser. I absolutely enjoyed getting to view it. I am headed off to Yellowstone Falls, which is the most iconic waterfall in the entire park. Here's me giving you a thumbs up because I'm excited about it. Now, I see this gorgeous waterfall from quite a few different viewpoints, but my favorite is obviously the most iconic viewpoint, which is at Artist Point. And I will tell you when the video pops up from Artist Point. Right there is Artist Point. It's an absolutely gorgeous view. So let's go ahead and check out some of my photos. Check out this bison right outside my car window. This was literally filmed on a 15 to 45 millimeter lens, which is not very long at all. So that was a pretty nice close-up encounter. Once I left from Yellowstone Falls, I began the journey headed towards Old Faithful. Now, I have some stops along the way, including Mud Volcanoes and Dragonmouth Springs, Fish Bridge, West Thumb, and Kepler Cascades as well, which is actually a beautiful place. That's actually Kepler Cascades. There's a bunch of different geysers and hot springs at that location. This is also a waterfall that unfortunately I cannot remember the name of. However, as you can see, I also get to view some wildlife on the way there. Look at that baby bison, absolutely adorable. This is Old Faithful erupting, and in person it looks way better than the video footage, but There's really no way to do it justice. I'm gonna stop talking and let you enjoy the rest of this eruption by just kind of looking at it yourself, and then you're gonna get to see some of my photos, not only of the eruption of Old Faithful, but also some wildlife that I see afterwards. Day 10. I don't know why I said it like that. I just wanted to be a little bit dramatic. But as you can see, it is still pretty busy going into the West Yellowstone entrance. But once I get inside, I do not waste any time on having close-up encounters with bison. This is not the only one. But before you see the next clip, I just want to say I was with Yellowstone Vacations for this part of the Yellowstone trip, and shout out to John, my tour guide. He was fantastic. So check out these photos. So for the remainder of this day, I pretty much did the exact same thing that I did yesterday, but in the reverse order. And with the implementation of the license plate odd and even number thing for getting access into the park, using a company like Yellowstone Vacations at the time was a really great way for me to get in there and at least get to experience the park for 2 days, even if I was seeing a lot of the same stuff. So as you can tell, I am back at Old Faithful, and I'm just going to kind of let you all enjoy the views, and most of the rest of the day is just going to be some B-roll without me doing a voiceover and you seeing the pictures that I get to take. It is now day 11 and I have officially arrived in Glacier National Park. You actually don't hear from me in person this day, really because not much happens, but I'm also pretty exhausted because it was a pretty long drive into Glacier National Park. I just go a little bit up on the road to the sun and get some photos of some of the waterfalls on the sides of the road. It is day 12 and what you are seeing right now is one of the things that I was most excited about for this trip. I'm at Lake McDonald and look at those vibrant and colorful rocks with the mountain range in the background. Oh my gosh, y'all gotta see my photos right now. So it's actually been a couple of days since I checked in with you all, which is weird because you've still been hearing from me, but it's been all part of my voiceover. So I just wanted to kind of check in person for a second. I just did a trail that the name has just slipped my mind and I'm not even sure I have it written down to like put on your screen, but I just did a trail. I saw quite a few deer actually, which was pretty nice. I got some pretty close-up shots of them. I saw a cow moose in the distance. I saw a female moose. She was in the water just kind of relaxing. That's pretty much all I saw. She was too far away to get any photos. I saw some red squirrels. I didn't get any photos of them, and I also saw a pileated woodpecker, but I don't think I got any good photos of that either. This is the first time I've actually talked to you all, I think, since I've arrived in Glacier National. The road to the sun is closed, which is pretty disappointing, or at least it's not entirely open. There's parts of it that are open, but for the most part it's closed. This was a pretty nice trail though, so I'm fairly happy with this. I've gotten some good photos over the past few days. This morning, you all probably saw the photo that I took of the colored rocks with the mountains in the background. Hopefully that turned out. I'm honestly not sure. I'm fairly behind on my editing right now. I'm still on day 1 of Yellowstone and I'm at day 2 of Glacier National, so I'm probably not gonna have all of my editing done by the time that I actually get back to Kentucky, which is in 2 days, which is crazy. It's crazy to me that it's almost been 2 weeks. Nonetheless, it's been a great trip so far. Hopefully there's still some exciting things to happen, although I haven't seen a bear in the wild, which is pretty disappointing to me, but you know what, it's fine, things happen, I get it. Yellowstone wasn't open entirely and wasn't open half the time that I was here, so I get it, but I had a great time in the Tetons, and hopefully there's still plenty of fun to be had here in Glacier National for today and tomorrow, and then Monday I'm heading home. So yeah, I'll check back in with you guys later in this aspect probably, and then for the most part you're gonna hear from me again right now on the voiceover. I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. I'm gonna cool off because I've worked up quite the sweat with a 50-pound camera bag on my back and a 200 to 500 carry-in with the Z9, and then I was wearing a hoodie, which is really dumb, but I thought it was gonna be cold. And if I see like another person be like, wow, that's a nice camera, I think I'm gonna scream. I mean, I'm just minding my business along the trail. Somebody goes, whoa, yeah, it's a big camera, big lens, yep, thank you. Thank you. I have given my business card to some people though, so I guess it does work out a little bit, but I'm kind of rambling right now, so let's get back to the voiceover and I'll talk to you all a bit later. It is now day 13 and it is my final day of the trip, not counting tomorrow where I'm flying back. And I'm currently at the east entrance of Glacier National Park, going up the Going to the Sun road. And from the east entrance, I actually have a lot more access up into the road. I can almost make it to the top, so I get to see a lot more scenery up this way. I see some wildlife, especially a really nice photo that I got of a fox, and of course I also get some nice views of some lakes and the mountain ranges, and overall it's a really nice place. So check out some of these photos. And just like that, the trip is over. It was a really great trip. I have no complaints. I do wish Yellowstone was open more, but that's not really a complaint. Thanks for watching, because the fact that you have sat through this entire video means that you are quite the trooper. I mean, that's pretty impressive, because this has been a long video. You know, like, I think I'm just gonna kick back, prop my feet up here, you know, just relax now, you know? Like, I mean, that was a lot of work. So if you have made it this far into the video and you've not made the decision to press the like button, or if you've watched it this far and you're not subscribed, I mean, for God's sake, hit the subscribe button. It has taken me hours upon hours. I mean, I'm talking, this has been like a good 10-hour edit. It's the longest edit I've ever done, and even though I have a video about this same amount of length that was a tutorial for bird and wildlife photography, check it out. It did not take me this long to complete. Not to mention the trip was a 2-week trip, so if you would like and subscribe, it would be most appreciated. If you want to help me in another sense, you are now available to purchase prints that you saw in this video. You can do this by going to www.rollinsamazingphotography.com/prints, or you can use the link in the description or the link in the pinned comment. I just actually updated my print shop on my website, and by updated, I mean I totally restructured it. It looks entirely new, and the 6 prints that I added from this video, there's 6, 2 from each national park, 2 from Glacier, 2 from Yellowstone, and 2 from the Tetons, are all at the top of the page. They're my favorite 6 shots from this, including photos from Lake McDonald, photos of a baby bison, photos of a grown bison with the Tetons in the background, sunset at the Tetons, and there's also a photo of an elk at golden hour, and the fox. The fox is also on there. That fox is also available for a print. So if you want to do that, I would really appreciate that as well. They come in frame prints, photo paper prints, as well as metal, which is my personal favorite. So thanks for watching this video. I mean, there's not much else I can say there. If you want to see some more behind the scenes content that you don't necessarily get on YouTube, you can see that on my Instagram. That's also linked in the pinned comment. You can press the same link, or you can go into the description and there's a more specific link, or you can just type Ryland's Amazing Photography in the search bar on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter. All of that can be found in the link in the pinned comment. I have calendars, which you wouldn't want that this time of year, but I will be coming out with a 2023 calendar soon. I have some more projects in the works that I cannot tell you all about yet, but I am super excited about it. Yeah, that's all, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna know what to do with myself now. I've worked on this for weeks, so maybe I should just, you know, lay back, have a nice time. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I don't want to make this video longer than what it already is. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Share it around. I worked really hard on this project, obviously. So if you did enjoy it, of course, subscribe and press the like button. Well, that's all I got, everyone. Sorry it took so long to get this video out, but it's finally here. So I hope you enjoy. But most importantly of all, I hope you all have an amazing day.